So how's it going, everyone? My name is Mick Ambrose. Welcome back to All About Tech. Today is a very special video, and it's a video that we've been trying to do for quite a while now. Um,
Forever.
I'm joining me is Will. He is the lead designer and the co-creator of Hodl Rocket, the game that a lot of you will already be very familiar with. Very addictive game that you can get on iOS and Android, and
That's
you can
right.
earn ETN through playing. So welcome to the channel, Will. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much, Mick, for having me. I appreciate that.
N-
Yeah.
no worries. I know we've been trying to do this for a couple months now, hasn't it? I feel like it's
Yeah.
just never been the perfect
Yeah.
time,
It's been
but
a couple months.
yeah, but now's the perfect time has come. We're finally doing this. So just to kick things off, I just want to ask you how you got into ETN in general.
Yeah. No problem. So, initially I got into ETN and the ICO, of course. Uh, 1 month in, not 1 month, but 1 year in, how many months ago? Like 3 months ago? 1 year and like 3 months ago. And actually some friends of me and Ali. Ali is actually a co-creator as well. Alongside with my fiance Cindy. Our friends actually told us about Electronium in the project. So we all like read the white paper together because this was the first altcoin that we have ever invested in. And once we read the white paper about how their goal is to have mass adoption and to kind of help the unbanked and third world countries, and at that time their roadmap talked about getting into gaming and telecommunications as well. We were kind of very sold on like the project because I really loved how they wanted to help undeveloped countries actually have like a currency that they could use for everyday use. So I was sold from like the beginning.
Fantastic, and that's what Hodder Rocket is all about, isn't it? It's a project created off of the ETN community. Once again, the community is so involved in everything, so entrepreneurial. And
Absolutely.
what I love about Hodder Rocket is that it's about giving another way to earn ETN in a fun way. So, if you don't mind, if you just could go into how Hodl Rocket was created, um, who approached who, and how the
Absolutely.
idea and how Hodl Rocket was created, basically.
Yeah. So Auto Rocket was actually created like right here in my bedroom. I remember it was about 2 months after Electronium had launched, and we were in the project now after ICO. And me and Ali, we were just discussing business because aside from How to Rocket, we also do other apps and websites. And I just had this idea. I was like, how would it be if there was another alternative to earn Electronium through a gaming app alongside with mobile mining? And Ali was like, okay, that's interesting. He was like, elaborate a little bit. So then I started to explain that basically, like, as someone is running the miner in the background, right, they can be earning Electronium on another platform in a fun, addictive way. And we will model the game after like addictive games such as Flappy Bird or Doodle Jump, and it will have that repetitive play to it as to where like they can't put it down because it's like, man, I want to beat my score, I want to beat my score, you know. So he was like, okay, I can see that working. So we got so pumped up, we got so excited, and then from there we just kind of kicked off and started.
That is awesome because I completely relate to the fact where you say addictive, able to repeat gameplay, because
Right.
it's just one of those games, and I remember downloading the game not long after it was released, and I did like an initial video of it,
Yep.
because I was really stoked about it, about how you're going to eventually, and this was before you were able to earn ETN, um,
Exactly.
and just that, like you said, you always want to beat that high score,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, you've been on it for like 25-30 minutes, and you've not even realised you're still sat on the toilet, and like, oh god, I better get on with what I've got to do.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's just one of those things where you can easily just lose yourself into the fact of how replayable it is. you know.
Right.
And that's what I really like about it. And one thing I've got to really compliment you guys on is from when it was first initially released, there was occasional stutters and things like that. As to
Oh, yeah,
how
it's
it
horrible.
plays now,
Yeah.
the gameplay it's smooth as butter.
Thank
It's
you.
incredibly smooth now. So I just want to say, well, awesome stuff in
Thank
regards to
you.
that, because it plays really well and it's really addicting.
I appreciate that. We really do. We worked so hard on trying to make it like, because at first, like Huddle, the little astronaut guy, he was super tiny at
Mm.
first, and the game was like impossible. We couldn't do like anything. I'm sorry, not tiny, but he was bigger in size, and it was impossible to fit him through an asteroid. So I was like, probably need to make this a little easier.
That's what I like as well though. Like, it's
Yeah.
in a way, like with Doodle Jump, you're going up constantly, but you got to land on the platforms and stuff. With Hollow
Right.
Rocket, you got to dodge the asteroids, and you got to fit through a little sliver of a gap, and the game gets faster and faster the more
Right.
the further you get without dying, and it is a really fun game to play. And if you
Really.
haven't seen, in the background on my arcade machine, you can see a Hoddle Rocket poster there. Um,
So
it's
cool.
a bit blurry, but
It's there.
it adds to the ambiance of the whole of the whole video. But
Exactly.
just going into the next thing I want to ask you in terms of Hoddle Rocket, and that is the whole payment um, side of things. So how does Hoddle Rocket manage to earn to be able to send ETN
Right.
to the
So
players, and how, what are the plans for the future of things? I know you guys are about to do like an automated payment thing to make it much easier for the player to automatically receive their coins.
yeah, yeah. So for right now, like how it is, it's kind of how it was in the beginning. It's all manual payments. Everybody on the team, we all pay out people like by ourselves when it's time to pay out. And the payouts are like on every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, payouts have already started. So it's already starting where some of the team is together and just paying out players. So that's how we do it now. And obviously, as you can imagine, that is very it's
Time
very
consuming.
tiresome. Yeah, exactly. But we want to keep our promise to the players and to always do that for their time. And just because we're a community and we're so like closely knit. So if you want to get paid out by playing Hotter Rocket, be sure to send us a private message on the Facebook page. You just have to type in Hotter Rocket and we'll come up and send us your gamer username and your ETN wallet address. And if you don't have a Facebook, you can email us at rockethodl@gmail.com.
And just to clarify, this is something that once the automated system comes into play, this will no longer be necessary.
Exactly. You all will just be able to plug it in, and then we'll just receive it on the back end, and then no more messaging us or anything.
Awesome stuff.
But for future reference, we do have an automated payment happening as to where like automatically like, once threshold is going to send off like BTN. And that may change. Like if it will be weekly, we're still like talking about that, but definitely it will be automatic. So the moment you hit the threshold, or maybe on like the next week on a Monday again, you'll automatically get the payment and you can just keep playing. So that's kind of our plan. That's like the biggest thing that we're bringing to the update. We're also bringing in wallet importation as to where like users can automatically plug in their wallet in the app. And then we do have some new skins coming. Definitely some new skins coming of Electronium's logo on one. And then we have another design as to where like the logo is all over like the astronaut, which is really cool. And aside from that, we have talked about doing some in-game purchases as to where like people can buy upgrades for HODL or whatever astronaut they want to be by spending like their in-game coins. But we were thinking about how could players spend their ETN in the app to upgrade like the astronaut that they want to play with, because we think that would be really cool as to where they could actually give their ETN in exchange for something tangible.
Yeah, for like new skins, like aesthetics. Um,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
not as such like pay to win sort of uh, add-ons, but purely like aesthetic.
Aesthetics,
Yeah.
exactly, and upgrades to the astronaut to get further in the game and to heighten their score.
Okay. Cool. Kind of like how Temple Run works as such.
Yes.
You get like power ups that you can get with your in-game coins, and then you can use those power ups when you get into a bit of a sticky situation and you need to get out of there.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. That makes the game like even more playable because it gives that
Exactly.
player the motivation to get these power ups so that they can get even further the next time round. You know,
Yes,
and
exactly.
giving the players the opportunity to do that is really important. So,
Yeah.
talking about skins, you know what I'm gonna ask next,
What's
and
that?
that is, I've always dreamt of being in a video game. You know, and you're talking about bringing new skins to the table. So I was
Yeah.
wondering if you would like to create an all about tech Mick Ambrose astronaut and send him into space in the world of Hodder Rocket.
We could do that. We could definitely do that. Definitely. We'll put you on there and put your All About Tech logo on the middle of his chest like Iron Man. Yep.
You know what? My dream has been made. My family will be so proud. I've made it, ladies and gentlemen. I will be in a video game.
You made it. You can die
Absolutely
happy now.
fantastic, awesome stuff. I am definitely going to be casing you on that one every week until it's done.
Almost good. Almost good.
That would be so awesome. But that's like what kind of relating to that is just the simple fact that the community all for Electronium always come together, always collaborating, always doing their best to create value.
Absolutely.
So I do just want to thank you for coming on and thank you for what you've done here, creating Hodder Rocket, giving players a way to earn ETN. Obviously, not everyone is fortunate enough to be able to buy ETN and just sit on it. Lots of people have to use the mobile miner to have what they have in their wallets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
having another method of getting that is really good to see.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that was a big part of why we kind of propelled to do it as well. Because I was thinking about the people, like I said, in undeveloped countries that can't even afford it, and they're just relying on the mobile miner. I was like, this could be a cool way as to where, they could earn extra electronium as they're mining.
Mm.
Um, because I don't know who doesn't want more electronium, but especially if you can't afford it and you're like, man, like I believe in this project, but I can't do anything because I just don't have it. And um, like I said, that was a core point that really got me into it. I was like, wow, he wants to bring a form of currency to people that don't even have like virtually anything, the things that basically we take for granted every day.
Yeah,
I was like, how can I not
definitely.
like respect that?
Definitely. I couldn't agree with you more about that.
Yeah.
So that's Hodl Rocket, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out in the link in the description. I just want to talk to you about where you think Electronium is going in the near future. What are your main thoughts on how things are going? Like, how do you feel about KYC, things like that? What do you think the short term has in hold for Electronium?
Yeah, so I feel like for Electronium, to me, it feels a lot like the beginning in a lot of ways. They have came a very long way, but this is what they promised from the beginning. So there's nothing. I just expect. I continue to expect greatness out of the project, according to the roadmap that they have set out. I love that they did KYC, because aren't they the first like cryptocurrency to have the KYC policy? Yeah.
Fully compliant. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's some that are partly compliant, but Electronium is the first one that is fully KYC and anti money laundering as well.
Exactly. So to me, that is so essential because they are building like a structure, a steady like business first, and I've never seen that in the cryptocurrency world as to where they're building a business alongside having like the crypto. It's usually just a crypto and that's it. There is no real attachment to the crypto that makes it like valuable in a way, because they want it to be actually used in everyday use, and everywhere, and especially with targeting the unbanked. So for me, the future for Electroneum is super bright. To me, like I would say in like 5 years, I feel like there's going to be a lot of countries that didn't have anything, and they're going to be like really relying on Electroneum. For, you know, the UK and the US, obviously we have a long way to go, but with even bringing value to just the world in general, I don't think people really understand how huge that is. That is massive. So there can only be great things to come to it, but that's only going to come with patience along the way, because they said it from the beginning, their whole entire plan. So I feel like that has to always be in people's mind, and just know, like with any investment, there's good times and then there's bad times. But if you invest in it and you believe in it, you know, you have to ride with it no matter what until you feel it's time, you know, like, okay, now my it's paid off. And you know, to me, I don't ever want to be out of the project, honestly, because I love it.
Definitely. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more in the sense of you got to be patient with this sort of thing. This project is so big and ambitious. It will take multiple years for it to be fully, fully off to the entire world as such.
Exactly.
There's so many obstacles that have been overcome. There's so many more obstacles to overcome with governments finally starting to get together their bills for cryptocurrency regulation and legislation. I know the US are going for it at the moment. Congress are about to release some new bills. Other countries around Europe and things like that. So it's a long road ahead, but it's so exciting because ETN are what looks like to me the only cryptocurrency that have dealt with it in a manner where they've managed to sustain themselves all throughout this bear market without being damaged as such.
Exactly.
You know, and they're just getting on with what they need to do.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And especially about overcoming the obstacles. That's great, because there's always going to be obstacles, unforeseen things that happen, but it's about how the team responds to it, and they have responded flawlessly to everything that has really gotten in their way from the mission.
Definitely, couldn't agree more. So that's mainly all we had to talk about, to be honest. Is there anything you wanted to add before we close the episode?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I just want to go back into the origin of HODLRocket briefly. So when we first started it, I always told like Ali and my fiance when she wanted to get together and do this project with us that one day that Electroneum will notice us. So everyone watching, be sure to tweet at Electroneum if you really love HODLRocket, and just try to get their attention, because you never know what the future may hold for it. If you haven't given it a try, hope you enjoy it. Always give us criticism for anything that you think can improve in the game, because it's all about you guys that are playing it. The audience will always come first. That's what I always say. And yeah, it's on the Google Play and App Store. And thank you so much, Mick, for having me. And
it's no problem at all. I love the game. I play it. It is a very fun game. And now that All About Tech is going to be one of the Rocket Men, I can't wait now. I'm so excited. So if you like this episode, guys, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Link will be in the description to HODLRocket's socials. Also, go check them out on the Apple App Store and the Android Play Store. Like I said, it's a fun way to earn more Electroneum. So make sure you go ahead and download that and give it some playtime, because it is an awesome game. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys out in the next video. Peace out.
Peace.